Friday. This presentation is brought to you by HP Software. We are very lucky today. HP will be presenting a different kind of webinar where traditionally our presenters are somewhat high level and kind of take a theoretical approach and a demo to deliver our message. But today, all the attendees are encouraged to participate with a hands-on trial and create an account with HP StormRunner. You'll actually be able to execute a performance test on the cloud, which is very exciting. This is hosted by me, Chris Carpenter. I am the CEO of B&B Technologies and the Vivint Seattle chapter leader. B&B Technologies specializes in application quality with a main focus on HP tools. This includes HP Application Lifecycle Management, Unified Functional Testing, Performance Center, and Load Runner. We're very excited to participate in the webinar today since we're practitioners in this field and believe HP StormRunner will help many companies, including those who currently have a solid performance testing practice in place and those who do not. So it really is for everybody. Our presenters today are Sylvia Sekira. She's the Worldwide Product Marketing Manager for HP Software. She has over 20 years of experience in the industry, uniquely combining product marketing and product management, as well as project management, and agile and hands-on diverse technology, providing customers with a superior advice in IT management. So currently she's working as the Worldwide Senior Product Market Manager for HP Performance Testing Solutions, which includes Performance Center and Load Runner. We also have Mukalika Kappas, who is the Senior Product Manager of HP Software. She specializes in Performance Center and is a core part of the HP Software Performance Validation space, addressing the Enterprise Performance Testing Center of Excellence market. She's really responsible for driving future strategy, roadmap, optimal solution usage, and best practices, and serves as the primary liaison for customers and the worldwide field community. Just some general housekeeping. This session is being recorded live. If you have questions, go ahead and type them into the questions pane, and we'll get to them either immediately through text or we'll save them for the end and cover as many questions as we can. The next slide is an example of the webinar control panel. So go ahead and make sure it's expanded, and then type your questions and hit enter, and we'll get them on our end. Just a quick reminder that HP Discover in Las Vegas is right around the corner. It's from June 2nd to June 4th. This is our biggest conference of the year where more than 11,000 IT executives, managers, architects, engineers, and experts from around the world show up, and we explore technology developments, strategies, best practices, and learn about the latest in HP software tools. If you register through the link presented here, you'll actually save $300 off of the $1,800 that it costs for a ticket. So be sure to save that link. And if you happen to show up at Vegas a day early, we have what we call deep dive sessions. These deep dives allow us to join together and really put our thinking caps on and go quickly into a deep dive discussion with hands-on exercises on topics that we care about most. So let's go ahead and get this started. I'll pass it over to Sylvia now.
Thank you so much, Chris, and it's very exciting to do this webinar this time because we are doing a different module of webinar for you guys. We are giving the opportunity to do a hands-on type of test with our solution StormRunner, and I hope you can take advantage of that. The format of this webinar is going to be a little bit different than the other ones that we have done. So basically, we want you to participate with us, and I hope that you want to. So for this reason, we sent an email before saying to you how to basically register for StormRunner, but I'm going to also give you some tips here, and you can actually do that right now with us. To start with this webinar, I would like to see how many of you guys would like to participate and also test the StormRunner as we go through the webinar. I mean, you don't need to, you can learn. If you don't, can still learn without hands-on, but it's a very great opportunity for you to do. So I have a quick question here. Would you like to participate of this challenge? Are you up to? So would like to download, register for the StormRunner and do a hands-on with us right now? I just want to have some idea how many people would like to do. So if you are up to do it, the hands-on on StormRunner, please say yes right now. If you're not ready right now, you can say yes in the future, and we can remind you later. or maybe you're not really ready with your internet or whatever, and they may say no next time. So I would like you guys to quickly show me or tell me if you are up to this challenge, and let's see the results here. And unfortunately, Chris, I'm not being able to read actually the poll because of the computer issue that I mentioned to you, but if you want to read that for me, actually it would be great. So let's just give one more minute here, one more second. Okay, so I think we're good. Do you want to read first, Chris, the results?
All right, yeah, so the poll results are in. We have 36% say yes right now, 32% say yes in the future, remind me later, and another 32% saying no next time.
Okay, perfect. We have 1/3 of the group that is up to the challenge. So, and for you guys that you're going to do later, you can definitely learn how to do it. So for you that has accept the challenge, just a reminder, probably already got our email saying about that, but you have the opportunity now to access StoreRunner Load. Just to go to www.hp.com/go/SRL. And then create your trial account if you have done that yet, right? And also there is an option to install True Client. Just first time only, you're going to be installing that. So you can take a few seconds here, a few minutes to do that as I kind of do a quick introduction, right? And as soon as we are ready, we are going to go back here, check if you're ready to go, and then we are going to basically start the trial as well. But in the meantime, right, and I just want to ask you, Mark, that also is in the line with us, to put the URL on the question area so everyone can see in the chat area, so everyone can see that. And then we can move on here. And we're going to do a quick introduction about this webinar and about the topic. So something that we see, and this topic here about this webinar is basically like, are you ready for Black Friday or mobile apps? What happens usually is most of the developers, right, they are always excited about creating new applications. And especially in this mobile market that brings so much exciting features and applications to the end users, it's very cool for developers to provide the most amazing application, right? And then the point is that everyone is very happy when they launch the applications, and you know, even with the test and the quality, etc., the quality teams, the testers, they spend a lot of time in make sure that the application is working well. And I'm sure that many of you guys have situations that you launch and you release your application to the world, and unfortunately things fall apart, right? And Mukulika, can you move it to the next slide? So, but you know, all the applications we can say that has a dark side, because you know we never are able to test the application fully as we could. And then sometimes this dark side is not discovered by you guys, by the testers, engineers, and neither by the developers, but sometimes are discovered by the end users. And unfortunately, you know, the end users, they have this frustrating experience sometimes with problems or issues that we haven't thought about, and especially performance. Most of the times what happens is we don't have time to do a more thorough detailed test in terms of performance, and then there is some issues that you run and you have no idea. And then what happens is with that, not just the frustration, right, but the dark side of the application comes, and that's too late. And then we have a quick facts here that we did the research with Dimension Research Organization, and then we saw that 53% of the end users hit the delete button on the application when the application crashes. And I've been there. Sometimes I download some cool applications, some nice applications that people sometimes refer to me. But you know what? I tried 2 times. I would say the 3rd time, if it doesn't work, I definitely delete that application from my mobile. Why am I going to have it trashing my mobile phone, right? And we don't want that for your applications, I'm sure. Also, it's interesting that this research showed that 49%, right, of the mobile apps respond less than 2 seconds. I mean, this is what the end user expect. They expect that the applications respond in less than 2 seconds. And then do you know how your application responds? Do you know what's the response time? You know what's the response time between network, front end, network, and back end of your application, right? And then also another interesting point that we find out here is that 69% of the people that was interviewed, they end up having a lower opinion of the company when they have application that doesn't work well again. So many times I'm sure that you went to let's say retail, maybe an online business, and tried to purchase something and you didn't work as expect and there was performance issues and you definitely went to the competitor. So you know that companies lose business when it happens. And the reason that we are doing this webinar is Black Friday is kind of far, but for testers, not that far. I'm sure that many of you guys are already testing your applications for Black Friday for the massive selling, and also maybe some applications for the end of the year, who knows, right? And that makes very easy sometimes to have visibility in how much is going to be the load, or even like preventing issues before the day, before the launch campaign for Black Friday. And then we are coming with this solution, StoreRunner, that's a very simple and easy solution to use. And then let's say if you are running out of time in terms of identifying some performance issues, this is a very good solution for you to go and test very quickly. And some of the issues that we can see that Black Friday can cause is like you see here some examples like Walmart in 2013. They worked very, very in detail, I would say very strongly to have a strategy, right, for not having issues on the Black Friday. We also have another company here, retail, that unfortunately has some issues. They have their website down last year, and unfortunately they even lost a lot of money. And another actually tip that I want to give to you is, if you have also applications that are end user face for like retail, online business specifically, do some research about the e-commerce sales and be prepared for that as well. There is tons of marketing reports to say the trends. And as you can see, we are growing so much. According to even Forrest Research and e-market projections, we are growing a lot in terms of e-commerce and sales through online business and mobile. So very important to keep the eye on that and see how your application responds also on those particular campaigns or special dates that we have promotions. So that said, as I mentioned, the StoreRunner, our new solution, many of you guys might know already, but it's a very simple, smart, and scalable solution. Simple because you're going to see in this webinar, you're going to be able to test and also try and see how easy it is. If not, definitely you can access right after this webinar any time in your convenience and see how that works. It's smart because it provides very good and predictive analytics, so you can fast detect some issues about performance. And it is scalable because you can do it from 1 to 1 million of users and also leverage the cloud to do the load testing through different regions. So a very, very good solution to kind of quick test and quick have the results and prevent some types of issues. So how that works, you create basically the user transaction simulation that we call basically scripts that you are familiar, maybe you are familiar with that. Second, we create the test and then also provision the load generators within multiple geographies so we can simulate the load from different regions, and we can leverage the Amazon or the HP or even the Microsoft Azure cloud. So we have many various locations that you can test from. And then the third step is basically the results, very good and smart report to you to provide to your business. We are supporting API test, UI test, and develop test. With that, too, we integrate with network virtualization, and the great thing is that now we can provide front-end network, that's the middle, and also back-end information about performance. We support actually applications, web, HTTP, and HTML. We also support mobile, SAP. we have our technology to client that you're going to learn about through API, and you can also bring the emitter scripts within StoreRunner. Very cool, huh? So we integrate with our monitor solution Sitescope. We can also integrate with New Relic and also Web Page Test. So as you can see, very, very nice application, simple to use, and then also with a vast environment of integrations. The next slide. So I just want to mention about one customer that we have that was very successful here. We have tons of new other customers, but one specifically is a customer that has been even using Performance Center on SaaS. So it doesn't matter if you are using LoadRunner or Performance Center, you might still have a need to run a solution to test performance in the cloud. And maybe you don't have the infrastructure ready, or maybe you don't have time to plan and get the infrastructure. So is that when you leverage the StoreRunner. So this company, basically even using Performance Center, they have a need to also do some testing in their particular web online, and they are in the education business, and they need to provide a very good service level for the end users. So they start using StoreRunner Cloud, and the largest test execute was 600,000 virtual users, right? And they still they continue using PC on SaaS, but they are doing like some burst tests, spike tests within StoreRunner. So think about that you can leverage StoreRunner even though you might already have LoadRunner or even PC Performance Center. And you definitely can leverage the scripts from both LoadRunner and Performance Center within StoreRunner. Okay, so that said, I want to jump to the fun part, that is basically doing the demo and having you the opportunity to test as well, to hands-on the product. So for that, I have a new poll question asking you if you are ready to test and to do a hands-on right now with us. Have you been able to access the StoreRunner and download the TrueClient technology? So if you are ready to go, just click yes, I am. If you need 1 more minute, let me know. We can wait like a additional minute. And then if you are not ready and you are going to do next time, just let me know. So go ahead and click on that. And Chris, do you want to help me with the answers here?
Yeah, definitely. It looks like 75% have voted so far, and right now currently 32% are ready to go, 12% need 1 more minute, and 58 will do it next time.
Okay, absolutely. So in this case, what I'll do, as you guys need 1 more minute to make sure that you have your environment ready, and I'm so excited to have you guys hands-on on that. And remember, we are going to be at HP Discover. We're going to have also a deep dive session on the StoreRunner, network virtualization, performance solutions, Agile, on Monday, June 1st. So if you are at HP Discover, make sure that you participate on that session. It's a 4-hour session, and we are going to be showing StoreRunner there as well, and giving you the opportunity to test. Okay, so what I'll do now, I will hand to Mukulika. And Mukulika, do you want to drive now or attend this fun experience hands-on?
Sure. So thank you, Sylvia. Hi, everyone. This is Mukulika. I'm the product manager for HP StormRunner. And today I'll walk you through a complete end-to-end testing cycle using StormRunner. So as I understand, a couple of you needed a few more minutes, but I'll start off, but I'll go really slow and I'll let you guys catch up. So just to recap what Sylvia said earlier today is you go to hp.com/go/SRL and you'll go and click on free trial. I hope you all can see my screen. Once you go to click on free trial, it will take you to sas.hp.com page, and you will be able to create a trial account. I already have an account, so once you log in to sign in to your account, you will see a page like this that I'm showing. You will have a tenant created for StormRunner load. And then when you click on launch, it will launch in a separate browser. StormRunner loads, and you will actually start with the home page. So this is what it looks like, the home page. Actually, the first time that you log in, you will get a pop-up showing like this, and you will see that there are different scripting options using StormRunner loads. So if you're an existing load runner or performance center customer, you're familiar with Vusion. So StormRunner supports different Vusion protocols. Today, it supports Web HTTP, HTML, mobile application protocol, and HTTP web from Vusion. It also allows creating scripts in
Mukulika?
Yes.
This is Sylvia. Seems like it's breaking out for me. I'm not sure if it's breaking out for everyone. Stephanie, can you, or Chris, can you confirm?
Yes, I'm glad you said something. Yep.
Okay, so Mukulika is breaking out your call, so if you can.
I just changed the direction. It's showing 5 bars, but let me know if you still continue to face issues, and maybe I'll change to a different phone. Is it better?
Yes.
Okay. So the LoadRunner Vusion Web HTTP protocol is a transport level protocol, but TrueClient is a more UI level protocol. So what TrueClient does is it emulates browsers like say Selenium, but it is much more user-friendly. You don't have to script like you don't have to code like Selenium. It is more like click, 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 but it is a UI-based protocol. It basically emulates browser. And then we have another option of creating scripts called TrueAPI. I'm not going to demo TrueAPI today. Today we will use TrueClient for scripting, but you should download TrueAPI and try it out. It is a JavaScript-based scripting technology. It's meant mainly for people who are very comfortable with writing code, and they want to create a script quickly by writing JavaScript code. And then the fourth option we have is you can take, if any of your team is using open source JMeter, they can basically upload the JMeter script and run it within StormRunner. So as you see, we have multiple scripting options. You can integrate StormRunner with your on-premise or your in-house Jenkins or TeamCity, or to actually trigger tests from your CI system if you're following Agile. And then, so this is how the different scripting technologies of StormRunner work. There are multiple videos on YouTube and on HP site to try it out. So if you click on Get TrueClient over here, it will download TrueClient, and then you can install it as a browser plugin. It will be a Firefox plugin. I have already gone through that step, and so I will show you how it looks in Firefox. So in Firefox, you will see TrueClient as a plugin to the left. So I hope all of you are now ready to create a script. Now, initially we thought we will let all of you script against your own application or HP.com, and then I was like, if 100 customers suddenly run performance tests on HP.com, it's not a good idea. So yesterday night, my QA team just created a peaceful application for all of you to test. It's a very simple application, as you can see, with a couple of buttons, and you should be able to test it. So if you can go to 15.125.103.118:index.html, then that is the application we are going to script again. Again, you can take your own website and script against it. This is basically just one user, so we are not yet running a load test. So you can really script against any application you want to. When we run the actual test, we will use a different synthetic script. The reason being, StormRunner follows very strict security guidelines. So if 100 customers on 100 tenants on StormRunner run a load test against the same application, it triggers denial of service attacks. So although I'm going to script against this one application, all of us are going to script against this one application. When running the test, we'll take a different script and run the test. It will be more a dummy script, which we will use for running the test so that it doesn't trigger denial of service attacks. But when you're going to do your actual load testing, you can take any script and run the test. With that, okay, so let's see. I want to record the script, so you click on Start Recording button. As you see, it shows you that you navigate to this URL, this application. Then if you click, say, another URL or a button on your page, it records that. Then you go to another page within your application, it will record that as well. And here goes a very simple script. Of course, in actual life, your scripts will be much more complicated. You will be able to customize the script, add code snippets, whatever you need to do, and then create your transactions. And once you're done, you just save the script as save, and it will save it as a script within your desktop, and then you should be able to upload this script. This is how True Client Scripting works. Again, this is a very simple script. This is not your actual real-life scenario. But today, as I said, in the test, we will use a different script. So let's go to StormRunner and let's upload a different script. So within StormRunner, you see there are 4 tabs: Home, Load Test, where we will create the test, Assets, and Results. So in the webinar chat window, you should see a message from Stephanie saying that please go to a FTP site and download a script. I hope all of you have seen that. Have you? Because we already covered step 1 using TrueClient. So now we will be uploading a script and running a test. So if you all can confirm that you all have been able to download TrueClient, record a very simple script, then can you confirm, please, that you have completed step 1? 1 is yes, I'm rocking. 2 is needs a couple of more minutes. Chris, can you check the poll?
Yeah, we're at about 40% who have voted so far. Let's give it another 15 seconds.
Okay, sure. Again, if your script is not completed, it's totally fine. We are going to use a dummy script to run the test.
All right, so right now, 64% are rocking and 33% need 2 more minutes. And we're at 43% who have voted. Okay, so I will continue given the time limit that we have, and I'll show you which script we are going to upload next and try to set up a test. Okay, so the next step, as I said, is create a test using StormRunner. So in your chat window, you will see there is a FTP site. This is the FTP site, ftp://viv. So this URL is there in your chat window. You can go to that FTP site and download a synthetic script.zip, okay? Or if you want to run any of your scripts, or if you want to run the script that you created, actually the script that you created just now, if all of you try to run that script, it will trigger denial of service attack. Because in a real life scenarios, 100 customers will not run load tests against the same application. So either you download this script, or if you have any other load runner script or JMeter script that you want to use for testing, you can do that too. So if you have downloaded this script,
Next, you go to Storm Runner, and let's start creating a test. Okay, so you go to Load Test, you go to Create. So you see there are two different options of running tests in Storm Runner, cloud and on-premise. So majority of the customers who want to run burst test or spike test would use the cloud option, because then Storm Runner will spin up provision machines in HP Cloud or Microsoft Azure or Amazon Cloud, and we will provision machines for you to run the test. But if you want to test the internal facing applications, say your intranet, your internal employee website, you can do that too. You can hook up your on-premise load generator, so you can set up load generator agents on-premise, and actually you can integrate those load generators to Storm Runner as well. You can read more about it in your documentation or contact HP. So let's take the cloud option. Okay, let's create a test, say Vivid, demo. Then we go to the next step, which is scripts. So this is where you need to upload the script that we downloaded right now from the FTP site. It's called syntheticscript.zip. I have already uploaded it, so I will add it from my assets, but you need to upload it first, and you need to upload it. If you had already uploaded that script, then the script is called synthetic. Yes. So let's pick the script and add it to the test. Let's say we will start now. Ramp up time is 2 minutes. Let's run the test for 5 minutes and then tear it down in 2 minutes. Let's run it with, say, 100 virtual users. Of course, as Sylvia said, you can pick one. In your trial account, actually, you're allowed to run maximum 100 virtual user and 10 runs. But if you need to run any extended trial, if you're doing serious evaluation, you can actually open a ticket with HP. You can just go to your My Account support and open a ticket saying, I want to extend my trial or evaluation. Okay. But right now in the test, let's take 100 virtual users and ramp up 2 minutes, duration 5 minutes, tear down 2 minutes. Okay. Then let's select. In your actual test, you will create monitors. So you can pick HP Sitescope or New Relic as the two monitoring options today. So for New Relic, if you have New Relic already within your organization, you can hook up that New Relic instance. For Sitescope, we provision Sitescope servers in the cloud, but your application has to be accessible to it. In the next release, which is in June release, we will also hook up to your on-premise Sitescope. So today we are not using any of the application monitors for this demo. We will go to distribution. This is where you will say, where do you want to run the test from? So say I want to run 50% from Virginia, okay? And then press enter or click on add location, and I will pick one more location. Say I want to pick Oregon. For the demo purpose, I'm picking AWS, but you can pick Azure, whatever locations you want to test from, okay? So Virginia, Oregon, and I'm saying say 50% over here. I can add multiple locations as well. Now we also have integration with HP Network Virtualization. You don't have to buy it separately. It comes with Storm Runner. It comes up with multiple pre-configured network configurations: WAN good, WAN typical, Wi-Fi, mobile typical, mobile busy. So I will say out of the Virginia traffic, 50% comes from mobile and the rest from regular with no, or maybe I should say the rest comes from Wi-Fi, or say, let's say 20% comes from Wi-Fi, and then say 30% comes from WAN. And then I say that over here in Oregon, also 50% comes or in Oregon, maybe people use mainly desktop and not so much mobile. So say 20% from mobile, then 30% from Wi-Fi, and then the rest is WAN typical. Okay, so total adds up to 100 in each row, and then the total traffic is split as 50-50. Okay, in the next few releases of Storm Runner, you should be able to also configure your network configurations, and then we will also integrate with HP Network Virtualization Global Library, which will actually allow you to pick the different network conditions from different locations. But right now, it's pre-configured profiles, and you just pick the percentage of distribution. And then you configure what should be your SLA. I have one transaction, and since this is my QA created AUT, I don't think its performance is great, so I'll say, or let me say 5 seconds, but in your real application, it will typically say 3 to 5. And then we will set up something called navigation breakdown. What does this do? This integrates with open source web page test. What it does is, while we spin up load generators in the cloud, we also spin up some agents, and whatever URL you enter over here, in our case, it's our application URL, which is, say, this application URL. So whatever, just enter the application URL that you're testing. You can enter multiple URLs. What this will give you is this will give a single user end-to-end performance, including client-side performance, DNS lookup, your whole waterfall graph, while your server is under load. Okay? Because most of the time nowadays, there is so much code on the client side that you need to test how your actual end-to-end transaction is when your backend is under load. Just the backend response time is not enough. Another thing to note, at the top, we are also showing Storm Runner is priced by hour, because cloud vendors charge us by the hour. So on the top, you will see that, okay, I'm running 100 virtual users, but I'm running for X minutes, and so I'm using only 15 virtual user hours. So in a different session, we can explain more how the whole Storm Runner pricing, licensing works, but you can see your usage at the top, okay? And then you say run test. So let's start with test. As soon as I click on run test, you will see that it will start provisioning machines in the cloud, okay? You will see the initializing. It takes 5 to 7 minutes based on the cloud vendor and the locations you have picked. We will first provision all the controller, we provision analysis. If you pick monitors, then we provision monitors. If we pick Sitescope, and also we set up agents for navigation breakdown, and then we are provisioning the virtual users. Okay, as I said, this will take a couple of minutes. So let's first do a poll saying whether you could complete the steps. So we were in step 2, create a test for load and performance. And so have you been able to say run test? If you don't mind, please click on the poll. Chris, how are we doing with the poll?
We've got about 26% people who have voted, and it's about 50-50 right now in terms of needing more time.
Okay, that's fine. Again, just click yes. Once you click the run test, it will take 5 to 7 minutes while the machines are being provisioned. So during that 5 to 7 minutes, I will show you the results of the existing test. but please click on the poll as yes as soon as you click on Run Test. Chris, just let me know when it's around, say, 60% and up.
Yeah, we're at 70% who are good to go right now.
Okay, so while your machines are being provisioned, let me show you a couple of more features in StormRunner. So as you see, in my instance, the initializing environment and initializing analytics is done. Now it's setting up navigation breakdown. As you see, the logs are showing in what step I am right now. Okay, and let me launch another window, and I want to show you some more features while the machines are being provisioned. Okay, so let me show you a test that I ran today morning. And so once your test starts running, you will be able to see the results like this. This is the result that I'm showing from an existing test that I ran just a couple of minutes before the webinar to make sure everything is working. So in real time, as soon as the test starts, within a couple of minutes, you will start seeing different metrics, all metrics in real time. Throughput, errors, transaction response time. You can add more and more metrics. Okay, from here you can pick transactions, monitors, all of that metric. And again, everything in real time, couple of minutes into the test. You will be able to filter them. Like for example, I have now split the result. If I don't see anything, if I don't split it, I will see an average. But if I split it, then I will be able to see per location, per emulation, how does it show, okay? And I will be able to drill down it by using this time slider. Say if I want to see a specific window where how the application was behaving, I can slide to that slider. Why is StormRunner called Simple, Smart, Scalable? You will understand from the results because, number one, it's simple because you could run the test quickly. It is smart because everything is real time. We use machine learning and anomaly detection. So while your test is running, the application is, while your test is running, the application is learning in real time. So you see this shaded area. So actually the application is, StormRunner is learning that your application is expected to behave within this shaded area. And as the test passes, you see the area keeps changing. So what StormRunner is telling that your application is expected to be in that area, the shaded area. And if we get data points suddenly outside that area, it will trigger anomalies. You will see anomaly alerts. Over here, you see it's 0 alerts, but you will see anomaly alerts if the application starts behaving outside the expected range. Okay, so this is what we see real time when the test starts running. So let's go back to our test and see where we are. Okay, it's provisioning virtual users, so the test 75%. So the test is almost about to start, and you will see the results in real time. While we are waiting for that, let me show you another couple of more things. So you will be, other than this online real-time dashboard, you will be able to generate a report in PDF, email the report. You can also export it as CSV. And then you can also see something called navigation breakdown. As I showed you that we entered the URL in the last step as navigation breakdown to see end-to-end client-side response time. So as you see for this URL, this is my application URL. I can see under load or before load and after load what the navigation breakdown is. What is my waterfall graph? Which page component is taking the longest time? This is what we have currently in StormRunner, and then in the roadmap, we will also provide you recommendations on how to fix your page. Okay, so these are a couple of analysis that we are providing. Again, all of this is available under results when your test is done. Anytime you can go back and look at your results. Once you buy StormRunner, your results are available for a year. So now let's see what's happening. So my test has started running. So please go back and check if your test has started running and if you're already seeing the data point. I'm sure most of your test is running. So we are already in step 3 of our exercise, which is executing the test and discovering the dark side of your app before your users. So let's see, how is our test behaving? As you see, the shaded area hasn't yet started because we are still trying to learn how your application is supposed to behave. You will see a lot of script errors because this is a synthetic script which is just generating errors. This is not a real script because, as I said, if hundreds of customers run load tests to the same application, then StormRunner security control will kick in and it will stop the test saying there's a denial of service attack. So that's why we are running with a synthetic script which just generates errors. But as you see that your ramp up happened, now your ramp up was quick, now you're running 100 virtual users. You can see throughput, hits per second. If you want to select more metrics, you click on this blue thing below, and whatever you want to see, you double click on that and it will show up in your charts. There are different views in your analysis. You can see like this, or you can see it like rows. If you click on rows, and you can actually expand every row, or if you say if you select the option to see as tiles, you can actually merge, say, hits per second with, say, hits per second with, say, transactions or something that you want to see. Okay.
And
again,
there is a question here that I know that you're showing some things, but it's really related to what you have been showing, right? Can you explain what's synthetic scripts and why that's used?
Oh, okay. So again, you can run any script using StormRunner. You can run your existing LoadRunner, Performance Center, Fusion scripts. You can run True Client scripts. You can run True API scripts. I created a script which is just creating errors. It is not a real load test script because, as I said, if 100 customers run load tests against the same application, StormRunner will kick in a denial of service attack. But you can run any of your load test scripts. All your load test scripts are basically synthetic scripts. They are emulating virtual users. So that's what it means. So as you see, as my test is running, this blue area appears saying that, okay, so since initially there was a ramp up of virtual users, you see initially the range is much larger, but as the test stabilizes, the range is becoming narrower, saying that, okay, your application is expected to be within this range. Again, you can filter if you want to see results from any specific location or any specific emulation. you can filter that, or you can, if you now split your result, you will see, people generally don't use network virtualization, a lot of the customers, and they think that whatever response time they see over the internet is the response time everybody will see, but that's not actually true. So I get this question a lot of times from customers, that when I'm testing from the cloud, why do I still have to apply network emulation? Cloud is already like in the internet. So although you're testing from the cloud, you're testing from Amazon and Azure locations, which might have better network characteristics than a 3G or 4G network. So although you're running from the cloud and it's taking care of the distance, so you're testing from different locations around the world, so the distance is taken into effect and the region, and so it's much closer to a real user scenario than testing from within your network, but it still does not emulate all the network characteristics, and that's why on top of that you have to apply your network emulation. So anyway, this is your test results. You can see SLA warning. Analytics is an area where we are going to invest a lot in the next couple of months to make it much more advanced. So we do StormRunner releases once every 1.5 months, so we are moving really fast. So keep an eye and see what's coming up next. So we are done with step 3, and so let's do a poll and see whether you guys are all seeing your results of your test. And click 1 if you are seeing the results and in real time, and click 2 if your test had some issues or you couldn't go to this step.
And Mukalika, while they're polling, we do have some questions coming in here.
Sure.
The first one is, how is StormRunner different from LoadRunner and Performance Center?
Okay. So LoadRunner was released in 1998, Performance Center in 2006. So they were built mainly as on-premise load testing solutions. StormRunner is built from scratch as a cloud load testing solution. So it can spin up, it actually provisions everything real time. So when you're trying to run large-scale load tests, as Sylvia said, 600,000 virtual user or 1 million virtual user or 100,000 virtual user, LoadRunner and Performance Center were not built to scale up to like 1 million virtual user with one controller. That is one difference. Second is technical stack-wise, it's very different. Third and most important is StormRunner is built keeping today's users in mind. So it is built for more agile teams. It's built very simply. Although we will give more and more very advanced tools in analytics and all of that, we try to make running the test very much more simple. And basically, LoadRunner and PC are more on-premise solutions or hosted solutions, and StormRunner is a cloud solution.
Okay, perfect.
But the best part is you can reuse your assets. You can take the same script. You can run your day-to-day tests using LoadRunner, and when you're ready to scale to larger volume, you can put the same script on StormRunner and run it. Or some customers have, especially for their agile teams, have decided to standardize on StormRunner only.
Okay, perfect.
Sorry.
It sounds like looks like 70% are completed and 31% need 2 more minutes.
Okay. Any other questions, Chris?
Yeah, one more question here. Can results be exported to do further analysis?
So you can export the results in CSV format to do further analysis.
Okay, perfect. And the next question, how can I monitor the back end with StormRunner?
Okay, so today you can monitor using New Relic. We also have Sitescope. So if you go back to StormRunner, let me go back. to load test. As you see, when I was creating a load test, one of the steps was monitors, where I can create a monitor so you can select New Relic, you can integrate with your existing New Relic, or if you select Sitescope, we actually provision Sitescope servers in the cloud, but you have to open up your backend to be able to accessible from Sitescope in the cloud, which I understand a lot of customers don't want to do. So in our next release in early June, which is like a couple of days from today, you will be able to integrate StormRunner with your on-premise Sitescope to see your backend metrics.
Okay, perfect. And can you explain a little more on how to use JMeter scripts?
Okay, sure. So if you go to, say, the first step, say launch StormRunner, let me launch it again, and in the first page you see we have an option, get JMeter. So firstly, this is to get JMeter, but if you already have JMeter and if you already have JMeter scripts, all you do is in your load test or in your assets, you just upload your JMeter script, and then in your load test, instead of selecting a True API or True Client or Vuegen script, select your JMeter script. Now, I wanted to show you another thing is where the documentation of StormRunner is, the product documentation. If you go to read the docs, everything is online, the help. And if you go to, say, manage assets and manage scripts and say create a script, it will give you more details on how to install, which scripting, what it allows, what are the limitations, and you will see more around JMeter scripting.
Awesome. And I think we've got time for one more question. Can StormRunner execute any LoadRunner script or just certain protocols?
So today, StormRunner can execute actually Web HTTP Mobile Application Protocol, SAP Web. So it's basically web protocol. But every release, we are adding more and more protocols. So if you have attended any of the HP roadmap sessions, you will know that StormRunner is going to be the new platform for even on-premise. We are going to refresh our technology stack. So StormRunner will eventually run all protocols, but right now it is focused on web and mobile.
Wonderful, thank you.
Okay, so I hope all of you could run the test. So please go to this. If any of you did not sign up for the trial account, I'm assuming all of you did. But if you haven't, please go and sign up for the trial account. It's valid for 30 days. It allows 100 virtual users can run. But if you need more time, if you need more license to try it out, please go to your account and open a support case, clicking on support, saying, can you please extend my trial, or can I have more license, or can I please talk to somebody in HP sales if you want to know more. If you need any demo, overview, more hand-holding, please let us know. It's a new product. It has been around 7 months, and we are getting lots of customer interest. And although we are HP, we are trying to work, this team is specifically trying to work like a startup and really trying to move fast and help our customers.
Wonderful. Thank you for an amazing presentation, both Sylvia and Mukulika. For all the attendees who attended today, thanks for joining us. When the meeting closes, there is a short survey after the webinar ends. If you want to opt in to receive information from HP Software, that's how you do it. And just a reminder that the webinar recording and the slide deck will be posted on the Vivint website. So you should be receiving those in an email in the next few days. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.